I'm going to try and show you a little more with the Wirewrap board here. I'm actually going to go to the other edge here so we can remove our little extractor. Okay, and you'll see this side has some wires attached to it, which complicates it a little bit. But oops, another of my favorite tools. They're, I think, about $3 at Harbor Freight. I go through a lot of them, but I put them through a lot of abuse too. Anyway, while I'm talking here, I'm just looking for a wire that's easy to get at. I'm going to clip one end of it, and basically I use these little red cutters when I want to strip wire-wrapped pins. Again, I'm trying to look around the side of the camera here, and okay, so that came off pretty easily. And maybe I'll do another one here, since I think most of that ended up off camera. Just going to clip one end of it, and then okay, see if we can keep it in frame this time. And this usually works better once your cutters are worn in and they're not super sharp, because then you're not cutting through and breaking the wire. And a lot of it depends on the quality of the Wirewrap wire too, of course. I mean, it's actually odd. I mean, some I don't know if the color denotes anything to do with the diameter. I don't believe it does, but certain colors seem to break a whole lot more than others. Don't know why. The blue wire seems to be more rugged. Anyway, you'll see this side, like I said, has a lot of wires on it here. So what I generally do on those is I'm just going to go through and just cut them, because I can take them off easily later. So I'm going to do that out of frame here real quick. Just want to cut anything that connects that in row to inner rows. At least as many as possible. And I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time here while you're waiting. But anyway, so I'll just go ahead. Normally what I would do is I would go through and I would have gone through and removed all the chips from the board ahead of time, and actually also cut the capacitors off here. Anyway, I'll go ahead and break this side loose. Usually separates better if you pop it back the other way. We do have some wires holding this, which is why it didn't drop right off. Shouldn't be very many of them. Sorry folks, but I'm new to videographing, and trying not to waste your time and trying to show you as much as I can. Okay, anyway, so you see how that goes. Alright, finish cutting it off. Okay, it's loose now. And I'm just going to set that aside for a second. But, and these are pretty easy to clean up. We'll take a pin off the board here. It's got a wire on it. And what I generally do with these, and you got to be a little careful, is I'll hook one in under my fingernail, pull the wire, and let the pin spin, and that's a clean pin. And I can do the other one here on the other side. Yes, I have drilled them into my finger, not being careful. So, and if I don't have two pins to hold one side with the cutters. And so, another thing that those little cutters are good for, and man, I'll tell you, I use them for a million things. So they're pretty nice. Made in India, but you know, and I have broken several of them because I do put a lot of abuse on them. So anyway, what else was I going to show you? Oh, those rows in between where the capacitors are soldered. Basically, this is what you end up with. You can see where I've, you know, clipped off capacitors that were soldered on there. But you end up with these strips in between that have the soldered pins, and they aren't that much more, you know, difficult to deal with. What I generally do is I'll take and snap the board off right where the pin is, and it'll come off on one side or the other, and I'm just going to hold it there and break it loose. So that's it. Thanks.